Hey guys, Cosmic Calderin bringing you another How to Overcome Silver video. This video, I'm going to be talking about Jhin the Virtuoso. Now, this is not about how you're going to climb with Jhin or do amazing with Jhin. This is about how I've been climbing with Jhin and doing amazing with Jhin. Now, Riot put his skill cap at like middle of the line skill cap. That is bullshit. Anybody that's tried playing him knows this is an extremely difficult champion to learn. The playstyle he requires is just so oddball and weird that it's really difficult to get the handle on him. For me, it really wasn't, because I'm also a very oddball person, and I play very weirdly in this game, and that's always been my issue with climbing. And then they released this champion. Now, why am I mentioning this? How is this going to help you overcome silver? Because I can play Jhin. I'm getting to it. Now, I can play Jhin because this is the champion I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for that champion Riot would release, that I connect with, I love playing, that is perfect to my playstyle. And that's Jhin. That's who, like, I've needed this passive-aggressive type style for so long. Ooh, I got a timeout error. What the fuck? That was weird. But, like... I know I stopped there. That's not what I meant to do, and that's going to be in the video. But I've been intending to climb rank somehow or another, and for a little bit I played Jhin. On his release, I straight into ranked with him, and I went on like a 4-game win streak. I loved it. Great champion. One of my favorite champions in the game. Problem is, not many people know how to play with him, and not many people understand how you're actually supposed to play with the champion. Like, a lot of people are trying to force him as either an assassin, because that's his secondary role, which is okay, it's kind of good, I guess, but it's not all that fucking phenomenal. Like, he's so good as a marksman, it's just, there's so much micromanaging of every bit of his abilities. Like, you have to know when to Q, when to auto attack. Okay, I'm down to my final auto. Do I crit this person? Do I kill a minion? Do I crit that person? Like, you have to understand every situation you're in to the T. You also need to know how to use your traps. A lot of people like using them as assassin tools. I personally like using them to either slow down the opposing team or to just catch vision in off areas that we don't have wards in. And it really helps the team out a lot because it gives you ideas of where they're at and it slows them down. Now, his traps, I don't generally get that much damage with. I can also use them to clear waves. Later in the game, they pretty much one-shot a wave, which is pretty nice. And overall, this champion is just... But the key point about this champion just fits my style. I know I got a little off topic because I just, love talking about this champion. But for you guys, what I'm recommending is find your Jhin. So for me, Jhin is that champion that I'm not going to get tired of anytime soon. I'm going to be playing him in ranked as much as I can, and I'm going to climb solo queue as much as I can with just Jhin. A buddy of mine named Freeze plays Anivia only. He's Diamond 1, Master 2 level. He was in Challenger for a bit. All he plays is Anivia. He plays Anivia mid, top, jungle, support. He doesn't play at ADC, but he plays it in those 4 roles. I mean, it's kind of funky in a few of those, but it still works because he's just that good at Anivia. That's still a capability for you people. They introduced dynamic queue, and everybody's going nuts on the fact that, lower elo, you can play with all your friends. And that's a good thing. It is a good thing. I mean, lower elo people, it does help. I mean, as you get into the higher elos, it becomes a little worse. Reason why is it's going to queue you up with as many people as you have, and the higher up you go, the less people are actually playing together. It's more actual solo queue. Reason for this is Riot initially announced dynamic queue to come out with a new version of solo queue where it was just you only play by yourself. You can't duo with anyone in this. And they decided last minute, no, we're going to take away everything, and replaced everything with dynamic queue, which has really been messing with the higher elos. And I'll do another video if everybody's interested. I leave some comments if you want to hear about that. Me and my friend had a nice discussion about it, and we both kind of realized why this is so. The shorthand of it is that it messes up the synergy they have with their ranked teams if they're dynamicing with anybody other than their ranked teams. Anyhow, But for solo queue purposes, I'm gonna tell you guys one trick ponying is probably one of the better things you could do. So like Jhin here has been seeing play in top, mid, ADC, and jungle. I mean, support is, I mean, relative. I guess he can support. He's got a slow and he's got a snare if you get, but I wouldn't recommend it. And as for jungle, the only reason he's decent in jungle is that he can gank with that W out of nowhere, and people just don't see it coming, and it's annoying as hell. As for top, it's not very good. I don't recommend it, but people keep trying it anyways. But so, like, find that champion that you know inside out and you can play. And now with the dynamic system, you get to choose two roles. So if it's a champion like, oh, I'm a mid ADC main, pick a champion you could play in mid and ADC. So pick that ADC that you're like, oh, Ezreal or Jhin or Corky, or I mean, there's a couple others. I mean, Graves can even do it, and I don't see Graves mid often, but I do pretty well with it. I mean, just pick that champion that you can climb with. That's all you have to do. Like, I mean, all the other advice I've given in the past, you got to do that shit too, and the stuff that I'll mention in the future. But you need to find that champion that you're good with, something you experience with. And if it's a champion you've never played before, play 10 normal games. I say 10 because after 10 you should at least start understanding the champion enough that you could, feel confident with it. Going into a solo queue game with a champion you've never played before and haven't researched enough is just bad. So there is a difference though. If you go and first time, like I played Jhin for the very first time in a rank game. Reason why I did this is I'd researched the crap out of this champion before he was even released into the game. Like, I went and looked up builds that people were doing in PvE. I looked up videos of how people were playing him. I looked up his skill set. I looked up how he scales and all this other stuff. And this was just a crazy good champion to me. And so I started playing him, and my first game I went like 17-2-5. Now that's not a normal experience for me in most cases. The first time I play a champion, I'm like 0-17. But a lot of I just started getting good at ADCs, and this guy just fit my playstyle. So if you find that champion, that you just test him out in normals though. It's a safer route. It's going to guarantee you more wins in solo queue, and it's going to help you in the long run. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Cosmic Calduran. If you like me, like the video. If you like watching my videos, subscribe to my channel. If you like me in any other way and you want to just chat or, figure out ways to contact me, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitter. I also have recently acquired a Snapchat as well. You can always follow me on Twitch as well. I'll be streaming every now and then. Thank you guys for watching, and everybody have a wonderful day.